Hello, and welcome to What's on Dee's TV. My name is Dee. This is my commentary podcast where I talk about shows, movies, music, all things media that I enjoy, that I listen to, that I watch from the perspective of me, a lesbian black woman. Again, my name is Dee. Um, I feel like I've gone over housekeeping enough. I'll do it one more time just to make sure to get it out of the way. Um, I am still working on bettering the sound, so I apologize off top if it's a little choppy. Hopefully it isn't. We shall see. I apologize if you hear my cat in the background. He just ate, so he's gonna be having zoomies and he's gonna be very talkative. Um what else is there? Again, if you're gonna comment, please be nice, please be kind, please be respectful. We can disagree, that's fine. Just don't be rude about it. Don't be rude to other people. Yeah, feel free to comment anywhere you like. Let me know what you think. I do have all the socials up and running for the podcast. I have an Instagram, I have a Twitter, I'm working on a YouTube. And then the podcast is now also on Spotify as well as Apple Music or Apple Podcasts. So please feel free to uh join join me there. The all the socials names are the same as the podcast. I hope that made sense. The name that all the socials are under is the name of the podcast. I'll also try to find somewhere to link all the information as well. But that is everything. I hope y'all enjoy this episode. I'm really excited to talk about the movie I'm discussing today. And again, yeah, if you have any thoughts, comments, concerns, or you want to contribute to the conversation, feel free. But I'm going to get into the episode. Today I am going to be talking about a movie that came out a few years ago, 6 years ago, 2019. This movie came out, which is just crazy to me how fast time flies. Very, very unsettling. But I'm going to be talking about the movie Booksmart. It came out in theaters in 2019. I definitely saw this movie in theaters, and I had a great experience. So I'm going to talk about everything there. I don't do a script, but I do have some notes written down, and I think they're fairly in order. So I shouldn't get too off track there. There are a lot of things that I want to discuss because again, I do like the film, and yeah, so it should all sound cohesive. I can possibly, when I'm describing or explaining something, I may do like a recap. I don't think the full episode is going to be a recap. Again, if that's something that people are interested in, let me know. And then I'll look into doing that as well. But I'm going to this assuming that people have seen it. It did come out in 2019. It's been on DVD, Blu-ray, digital for years. If you haven't, please feel free to turn me off, shut me up, and go check it out if you're interested. There are spoilers in this. Just wanted to let you know. So yeah. Um so yeah, let's get into Booksmart. How did I learned about this film. I think I saw a trailer. I don't really remember what drew me to the movie. I believe I saw a trailer and I thought it was interesting. But again, this is around the time that I had the movie pass. I had the movie pass for years where I could see unlimited movies however many times I want. Thanks, Regal. And so I did see this movie a few times in theaters. I think I saw it twice, maybe three times. I know I saw it once by myself, and then I saw it once with my mom. So let's just say three. Let's just say I saw it three times, and I really enjoyed it. My favorite experience. The first time I went in and saw it, there was maybe like 30 other people. and that was nice. And then the next time I went with my mom, and it was almost fully packed. Not packed. Packed is a stretch. It was almost a full theater see showing. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Um, and I think that definitely also impacts how my experience with movies as well. If I do go see them in theaters, how the audience interacts with the films as well has an impact. And I believe both times I had a great experience. I don't have any negative thoughts about my theater experience with this film. Okay, I'm gonna talk about. Let me go to the top of my notes so that I know what I'm doing. Okay, so talking about the intro. The intro to the movie is Molly having this this uh, I don't know, aspiration. I don't know what it's called, but somebody is talking and giving pumping her up for life, I guess, for a day. And I believe the voice is Maya Rudolph. I hadn't looked it up, but just because voices, and I was a big fan of Saturday Night Live, so I kind of know, I kind of know their voices. I believe it was Maya Rudolph, and if that's true, I'm gonna look it up when I'm done with the podcast. If that's true, a plus choice because that was phenomenal. I love I love when she said, "Fuck those losers." Fuck them all in their stupid fucking faces. I was like, oh, I love this. This is what I need to listen to every day because it would pump me up. So everything about the intro, I loved. I loved the dancing when Amy pulled up to pick up Molly for school. That dancing, I love that. That was that was great. And it was a nice intro into their friendship dynamic, which I also loved. So I thought that was great. Um, right off the bat, when the second time I went to see the movie, when I went to see it with my mom, I was trying to figure out which character I feel like I am. And in the beginning of my notes, I put, I, I want to say I'm an Amy, but I'm probably a Molly. And I, I, I agree in a way. Yes, I do feel like I have Amy's shyness, Amy's, um, self-doubt, Amy's nervousness and anxiety, but I definitely feel like I have Molly's, um, I don't want to say self-righteousness, but just like perfectionist attitude and like, oh, I got better things to do than worry about this right now. Bullheadedness, I will say. And I want to do things the way I want to do them, when I want to do them, how I want to do them, and I want them to happen the way that I want them to happen. Very much me. I'm trying to fix that, but it's a lifelong thing and it's a struggle. So I do definitely feel like I am a mixture of both their personalities as well as a lot of the other characters in the movie, which I was not expecting. So that was fun to realize. Um, the other characters that I liked in the film, I loved their teacher, Miss Fine. I wish she was in more of it. She Part of her storyline is one of the only issues that I have with the film that I'll talk about later. But I do love her as a character. I thought she was funny, and I love the actress who plays her as well. And then I put I I love Jared and the theater gaze. Alan is my favorite out of the two. George is funny. I do feel like I kind of have a bit of George's personality as well. And Alan's, like both their dramatics, their flair for dramatics, I feel like I can relate to as well. I'll eat that. I see myself in them as well. Um, and then I feel like the movie is very camp in the perfect way. Like it's not too when movies are trying to be too I don't even know how to explain it. I feel like when movies are trying to be too self-aware or too, no, this is how what it's like in high school. This is how kids are. They kind of like they overdo it. And I feel like this was done perfectly. I can definitely see kids talking this way and having these experiences now. I definitely can relate it to when I was in school, when I was in high school. So I feel like it didn't feel too, this is just a movie. Too, this is so unrealistic in that kind of way. I think it's camp. I think it's awesome. And then, so I have some notes about different parts of the movie that I'll talk about. What stuck out to me. The first thing that I have down was I put been there, Amy, when she was staring at her crush at Ryan and she was too nervous to go talk to her. I I was like, yeah, girl, I get it. Same. I understand completely, and that's both as a teenager and as an adult. I very much understand where she's coming from, and then I do also feel like um it shows perfectly that, and then it shows more in the film, but for the beginning of the movie, what I'm talking about, I do feel that it shows that you can't judge a book by its cover, or as Amy puts it, uh uh gender, performance versus sexual orientation. I do definitely feel that because, yeah, that's true. While Ryan does give me vibes. I can understand where um I can get where Molly jumped to her conclusion from, and it has nothing to do with clothes or anything like that, or the way she talks or anything like that. It's just a vibe. It's a vibe. I don't know how to explain it. It's a vibe. I always say I can peep my family, and for the most part, that's true. Like I'm rarely wrong. So, but that's neither here nor there. I do get what Amy is saying, and I do get why Molly jumped to her jumped to the conclusion she did. And I do say that I feel like, again, this is how kids talk for real. I will say the big thing that I love about this movie, and maybe other people will disagree, and that's fine. Feel free to put it in the comments. But I feel like when movies have queer characters and it's all about their coming out, that's all the movie focuses on, that's all the show focuses on, not them as a human, just their coming out experience. So I do love to watch movies and shows where being queer, being lesbian, being gay, being bi, trans, like it's normalized. It's not anything that needs a big huge discussion. I just am, because that's how I navigate the world. Yes, being gay is a big aspect for me. Yes, being gay is part of um my experience in living, and it is part of my personality. I don't care. I'll never apologize for that. It is what it is. But there's also other aspects of my life that go into that have nothing to do with being queer and being a lesbian. So I appreciate when movies and shows are like, yeah, she's gay. Okay, so this is her crushing. She's trying to figure out how to talk to. I like things like that because it makes you feel, in my opinion, I'm not speaking for anybody else. It makes me feel not so othered. It's like yeah, she's going through the same shit that you're going through type T, and I like that. So, I appreciate that. And then, yeah, you can't judge a book by its cover. That's how kids are. Oh, so my absolute favorite character in this movie is Gigi. And I know that may be a shock and a surprise to some people, but she's just fucking awesome and funny. And I totally feel like her personality is minus the drugging people because that was crazy. But I feel like her personality is what I would be like if I wasn't crippled with anxiety. If I wasn't riddled with anxiety, I feel like I would be Gigi's. Gigi would be me. And I live for it. I love her. She's fucking hilarious. Everything about her, the dramatics, the way she talks, I love it all. I feel like that would be me. And I can't lie about that. um I said, oh, how I'm like all the other characters. I said, I feel like I have Amy's shyness, Molly's perfectionism, Gigi's every fucking thing, George and Alan's dramatics, and a little bit, I see a little bit of myself why can't I remember the dude's name? Hold on, one, and Jared. Why did I blank? Anyway, I do see myself a little bit in Jared. And when people talk about German Shepherd men or dudes, that's who Jared seems to me. Um, I've never seen any that really fit the way people describe it, in my opinion. But yeah, Jared is definitely that to me. So I love them. I think it was fucking funny that Molly was so shocked about the students that she deemed beneath her getting into Ivy League schools, because it's like, yes, they can all be geniuses. That can happen as well. But also, a lot of them seem to be, if not athletes, then they seem to have money. And those things really also determine what college you go to. So I'm a bit shocked that, not saying that they don't have the grades or anything to get in. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying that rich people and people who are like A1 sports players, and even not even A1, just like good sports players, have their pick of schools, and that's who schools scout. That's who schools cater to. As somebody who went to college, I can definitely tell, and also worked for colleges, I can definitely tell you that that's where it seems the money goes. Sports and keeping up appearances, especially for Ivy League schools. That's just my experience. That's what it seemed like to me. So I don't know why she was so shocked about that, about them getting in. Like, it's not, it wasn't that hard for me to believe and to buy. Um, and then I was saying that I said it strikes a good balance, a good chord about balance. What does that mean? Balance. Oh, okay. I remember. This was uh after Molly had found out that all the people that she deemed to be beneath her were getting into Ivy League schools just like she was, and they got into it without having to abandon being young and dumb and getting to experience life, and her feeling like she missed out on experiencing life and just focused on the good grades and um being like what her transcript looked like. I understood that, and I said it does show that it's good to be balanced. Yes, I was very studious and worried about my grades and everything like that, but you also can't forget that, like, you only live once, and you have a lot of experiences that are important to have and to learn from in your late teens, early 20s, that you just, it's harder to understand and grasp onto the older you get. There's things that you have to experience at a certain point so that you understand the way life works, and that shit ain't all good, and that things can go bad really quickly, but also how to pick yourself up from out of those experiences as well. So I feel like it did show that there's a conversation to be had there about balance with grades and school and just being a kid and doing kid shit, you know? So I feel her there. And then doing all this shit the day before graduation is fucking crazy. Could not be me. Like that's just I know it's a movie. That's the one thing that I'm like unrealistic. If it was like the weekend before graduation, maybe, but fully a night before graduation, that's fucking crazy to me. I don't know why they decided to do that. I know it's a movie, but that just sounds insane to me. And if that was proposed to me, I'd be like, fucking no. Maybe like the weekend before, a week before, not the night before graduation. That's insane. I They got a lot of energy. You know, good on them. Couldn't be me though. And I said that I love how they hype each other up and their friendship. This was when they were preparing to go to the party that for old dude that Molly liked. I can't remember his name for nothing. I'm sorry. But the dude that Molly liked, they were getting ready to go to his party and they were hyping each other up in their little outfits, their little matching outfits. I thought that was so fucking adorable. And I just throughout, I love their friendship. I think it's so sweet and it's so adorable. And it's definitely what I strived for growing up when it came to friendships as well. I thought it was very cute. And you think these people are going to be your friends forever, and sometimes they are. In some cases, they are. Sometimes they're not, but man, is it an important time and an important experience. I love that they showed that. I thought that was really sweet. And then when Molly was talking to Amy about um her having sex with Ryan, her crush, and she is like, you just take what you do to yourself and flip it upside down. It's like a down and a flip. I thought that was so funny because I'm like, wait, what? That doesn't make any sense. And I remember being so confused in the theater. I was like, what do you mean down and flip? I mean, I was, it took me out. I was very confused, but I was like, okay, girl. And then they that scene got a lot of laughs in the theaters, especially when they started talking about how Amy was hunching her stuffed panda and Molly was giving her shit for it. That got a lot of laughs in the theaters and I really enjoyed that scene because you don't get to see stuff like that when it comes to women, when it comes to like girls and women, you don't get to see them just anything that happens like sexual relations wise is seems to be for like the male gaze or so men can understand what women are talking about and our thought processes and all that. And this movie didn't feel like that at all. It felt like they were just having a conversation that you would have with your friends. It didn't feel like you had to explain anything to anybody, and it didn't seem like that was the agenda to get men or straight people to understand. Like they just talked, and I love that about this film. Like they just get to, she just gets, Amy just gets to be herself and live, and other things happen, and those are the things that we're talking about. Yes, this is something that is important, impacts her life, and it gets its time as well. But I love that she just gets to be a fucking human. That makes me happy. Um, so yes, I enjoyed that conversation. Definitely felt like conversations I've had with my friends as well. And then I love Amy's parents. I think that they were awesome. And I like Will Forte again, Saturday Night Live girl. So I love Will Forte and I love that their reaction to their daughter and her queerness and also the when Amy was explaining the stuff that her and because for some reason her parents think Amy's parents think that she and Molly are dating or hunching or whatever. I don't know why they don't give off that vibe to me at all. But it is what it is. But when she was explaining to her parents, that they were going to go over to Molly's for the night, spend their last night together before graduation. And she was like, we'll probably just do a Korean face mask. Meanwhile, Molly is actively like trying to tease them and make them believe that they are in fact dating. And I just thought that that was funny, the two differences happening. But when Amy was like, oh, maybe we'll just do a Korean face mask, and her mom was like, I don't need to know the terms, I don't need to know the words. I thought that was fucking hilarious. 'Cause I'm like, you think Korean face mask ugh, Korean face mask is a euphemism? What would it be a euphemism for? I just thought that that was funny and very, very realistic. Like I could see somebody's parents saying that, like, we're supportive, but we don't need to know everything. I fully get that. And I talked about how Molly called Jared and he came running. By the way, I do like his car. I think the paint job was really cool. Um, it looked really vibrant, and I like that about it. I would change the colors, but I like the way the colors popped. I thought that they were cool. But yes, I love that she called him because they couldn't get the address to the party because they don't talk to these people. Molly thinks these folks are beneath her. Why you want to go party with them? She has FOMO. She just didn't want to be left out. And I don't know why she thought people would be so quick to be like, oh, here's the address. You don't talk to these folks. So, of course, they're going to ignore you. But she called the one person that she knew would come when she called and maybe had some side information on where they were actually going. I don't know how you formulate a plan to go somewhere and you don't know where you're going, how you're going to get there. But again, anxiety. So that's, if that maybe that's a nice thing to be able to do. Just go and not have to worry about anything of that. That's crazy to me. The thing that I need to calm down because I feel myself getting worked up. The thing that was crazy to me was they got into this boy's car, and you hear Gigi talking about she's on the phone. He's on the phone with her. You hear Gigi talking about her special drugs or whatever like that, and it's a tin. Molly not only picked up the tin, she opened it. That whole part could have been avoided had she just minded her own fucking business. And I feel like that is a theme in a lot of these episodes. Just mind your business. And I get it. It's a movie. It's a show. It wouldn't happen if they didn't. I get it. But I'm just like, why? Stop touching stuff. Stop touching stuff. And I don't care if they were vitamins. I still don't want it all over my face. No, listen, wouldn't be me. I'm not touching nobody's nothing. That's crazy. And then I was laughing at the fact that Jared brought them to his own party, knowing good and goddamn well that that is not what Molly asked him to do. He took them to a boat. See, I would prefer Jared's party because I like a boat. Also, it seemed a lot a lot quieter, a lot less people because there was only them and the catering staff. But Gigi was there and she's awesome. So, but no, yeah, I would have stayed at Jared's party to be honest with you. Yes, he was trying real hard. He was trying real hard, and maybe he's not very socialized so he doesn't understand. And you can tell that he got that from his parents, where he thinks that he can just buy people's friendship and affection. And he said that Molly told him he can't do that. It doesn't work like that. And he said, no, I watched my parents do it. So I get that. I get why he's trying so hard. He just wants to be liked and doesn't know how to say that and show that. It's cool, dude. I like him. I think he's cool. I like that after Jared's party, I would have called it a night. That I would have been like, okay, because I'm skipping a part. Hold on. Gigi was fucked up for drugging them. giving them drugs without their consent, without their knowledge. That was real fucked up. And I would have sued. I don't know. I'm just saying. I would have sued. You drugged me, bitch. I would have sued. Did some funny shit happen? Yeah, because it's a movie. But in real life, I'm suing you. That's crazy. Talking about some, it's like ayahuasca, but from Asia, Asian wa. That's crazy. And that's not like none of it. Drugging anybody with any type of drug is not cool at all. But something like ayahuasca, that's insane. No. See, again, anxiety riling up. After that whole debacle, now mind you, she drugged them with strawberries. They didn't know they were drugged yet. It hadn't hit. So they, did everything. Gigi jumped into the water because she is fucking crazy. And they were leaving. They left that party, quote unquote, because it wasn't where they was trying to go. And the drugs hadn't even hit them yet. So that's just thinking about that, that's scary. But I was saying, after all that, I would have went home. Even though drugs hadn't hit yet, just the shit that happened at Jared's party would have been enough for me. And I would have called it a night. I'd have been like, all right, now I gotta get ready for graduation because that's good enough. But no, Ollie is still determined to go to this fuck ass party. So they call a Lyft, and lo and behold, their Lyft driver is their principal. Awkward. This whole scene, awkward. That made me so uncomfortable, and I was so traumatized. The one part that was, excuse me, the one part that was really funny to me was the fact that he was having a normal conversation with them, and then he started screaming at the traffic, and then he went back to just a normal conversation talking about the people in this town, very angry. I was like, sir, me. That was hilarious to me. How he could just go from yelling to just talking normal. I was like, that was funny. But no, when he saw them looking at Molly's phone and was like, oh, we can connect your music, and they were watching porn. Oh my God. Oh, it was so embarrassing. And it was so prolonged. I was like, please cut it off. I was like, please just unhook your phone. Please let this scene be over. And he was just like, is that the new Cardi B? I was like, I hate y'all. I hate y'all. Not a serious bone in that man's body. Jason Sudeikis, you got issues. You're funny. That, that whole scene. Oh my God, uncomfortable. Um, then yes, the screaming at traffic, fucking hilarious to me. Um, Another party that I would rather go to than old boys, shit. The murder mystery party that looked fun, and again, George and Alan, dramatic as fuck. Me, I would have loved that. I would have loved that. I don't know. Um, that seemed like the funner party, in my opinion. And that house looked beautiful. So I would have stayed there. And then, so at this party is where Gigi lets them know that, yeah, them strawberries that I fed y'all at Jared's party, yeah, them bitches was laced. And just her saying, "Oh, I thought it would have hit now," and you see the realization in Amy's face and her trying not to freak out. That would be me. That scene was hilarious. I laughed the whole time, and the theater that got big laughs from the theater as well. Because that shit was funny. And then the doll stuff, like, it's so like, what is going on? But also, this is hella entertaining. I enjoyed that. And then I was saying how Amy's such a good friend because even after all this shit happened, finding out that Molly has a crush on old dude at the dude who's the party they want to go to. I can't for the life of me remember his name. I am sorry to that man, but after finding out that Molly probably has a crush on the dude, instead of her being like, let's call it a day, like, we were fucking drugged, I want to go home. She's like, no, we gonna go to this party. We gonna get you loved up with your boo. and I thought that was really sweet. Um, I thought that was really sweet of her. Them trying to figure out this is another part that raised my blood pressure. Them trying to figure out the address, not getting it, them doing research, going to the library, figuring out which pizza spot delivered all the pizzas to the party, going to that pizza spot, getting in the delivery man's car, waiting for him to get in to try and get the information from him, using their hair as mask. Insane. Insane, no gloves, using their hair as a mask, didn't really cover their faces that well. You could still see their faces, you could still see their voices, touching everything, leaving evidence every fucking where, which is, that man seemed a little, I'm not suspicious. I'm not surprised what we find out about that man because he very much seemed it. It seemed like he had some plans and like he did that shit a lot, which obviously he did. So I'm not shocked by that. But you getting into this man's vehicle, you don't know what he got. You know you don't have a weapon. Just your phone is on running on fumes. There's just so many things that I'm like, y'all didn't think about this at all. That even as a teenager, I would be like, y'all not thinking about this at all. That was insane to me. That scene was very anxiety inducing, and I could never. Miss Fine came and saved them because Molly called her with the little bit of juice her phone had, and I love that for her. Um, I love that for of course, Miss Fine is the hero. Loves that. And then, she was taking them to the party, and she was like, "What y'all gonna wear?" And they're like, "What we got on?" Their matching outfits. I was just like, check these bags, see what else you got that you could work with, because y'all not going to the party in that. And the fact that they chose the most sparkly things that she had in her wardrobe cracks me up, and I would expect nothing less. So I love that. And then we lead into the scene that made me cringe the fucking hardest in theaters both times, in watching the movie on digital. I hate the scene when Molly and Amy show up to the dude's party and they walk in and Molly and the dude's eyes meet and then they do this whole like interpretive dance scene. I don't like that. I did not like that at all. That made me cringe real hard. And I hated it. I'd like to ignore it, so I'm going to move on. I love the conversation that Amy was trying to have with Ryan, trying to, you know, see if she family, see if she down. And Ryan was just like, girl, I don't know. What the hell are you talking about? Okay, all right. And she was asking her about going to Africa and all that, and Ryan gave her the wrong city or town, and Amy was like, "Nope, they'll kill me there." And Ryan's like, "Why?" She's just like, "Cause they don't like gay people." And Ryan's like, "Oh, that shit is crazy." And then she's like, "Would you be?" And immediately cut off because they were like, "Oh, let's go do some karaoke." I was like, "Dang it!" She could have found out right then and there had she just asked her straight up. Whatever. So they do karaoke. George once again is me. I love him. I think he's hilarious. Him telling people to shh in the middle of singing, fantastic. I think that actor, I haven't seen him in anything else but this. I think he has great comedic timing, so I wonder. I gotta look him up and see if he's been in any other like comedy stuff because he has really good comedic timing. Now, I don't know if that's him or if that's just the writing, but or the editing, but I want to say it's him, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I think he's a good comedic actor. I don't know. Um, Amy and her gay feels this whole time. Ryan's rubbing up her leg and not really on purpose, but just like, people can be touchy. and they drinking and stuff. So it's like, but but I put in big bold letters, bless Amy's little gay heart, because oh oh I feel for her, I feel for her. And then the next thing I put is this is why you can't assume, because it's to the part where this was in reference to when the dude and Molly were playing whatever game they were playing, and he was like, "Oh, I gotta go check on this, whatever." So he went out to the pool, and Ryan, I guess, was in the pool as well, or she was bringing Amy. I was like, "Let's get in the pool," and they undressed, got in the pool. Amy swimming around, looking so fucking happy. Like I felt so bad during this part. She looked so happy. She was looking around. She's like, "This is great." And then she sees Ryan and Molly's crush making out in the pool. Which again, this is why you cannot assume. You don't know. You can't assume. And I felt the heartbreak in her face. I felt so bad about that. And then I love that the fact that the first thing she wanted to do was protect Molly. So the first thing she did was get out of the pool and put on the dress and was like, "No, I gotta go." She didn't say it, but she was like, "Gotta go." And she was searching for Molly. And then Molly was like, "No, he likes me." And she was like, "No, girl, we got to get out of here." Not trying to break her heart like how her heart was broken. She was trying to protect her and trying to get her out of the situation as easy, as quick as possible. And I do feel for her in that, because she ignored her own heartbreak and was like, "No, I need to get you out of here." And Molly, bullheaded Molly, was like, "No, I want to stay. Why are you doing this to me?" She took it personally, which I get, because she didn't know what was going on, so I understand. But the stuff that they were saying to each other, oh, that friendship fight, I hated that. The friendship breakup, quote unquote, I hated that. That broke my heart so bad. And I liked how you could hear what they were saying, and then it got to a point where you could just see them arguing, and you couldn't really hear what they were saying. Um, I like that part. Man, I felt so bad. And then them people recording. Oh, my heart broke. Oh, my heart broke for that. And then yeah, I put in big bold letters all these people. And she is like, girl. Sometimes people are trying to protect you. Just like listen, let people look out for you. You don't have to know everything. So I don't know. But yeah, after they fought, went their separate ways, um, Amy went into the bathroom to get her tears out, and who was there but Hope? I liked Hope. I like a good enemies to lovers storyline. So I I peeped that there could have been some like jealousy going on when the teacher, Miss Fine, gave Molly and Emily her number so they can do the puzzles together because they're graduating. And Hope was like, "Oh, did you just score a teacher's number?" Nice, very sarcastically. And I thought, "Oh, does she have a crush on the teacher?" Like, y'all all crushing on this one? That's what I thought was the issue. But to see their interaction in the bathroom, I was like, "Oh, makes sense." I like enemies lover storyline. I was here for it. Um, I thought that was great. I did hate that they were hunching on the bathroom floor, like, ew, right near the toilet. Ugh. I don't know. I did crack up when Hope was like to Amy, she's like, I don't think that's the hole you think it is. That cracked me up. I laughed out loud in the theater. Like I was cracking up at that. And then um I just why another anxiety inducing. See, it gets me evened out and cool and laughing and then spikes it back up again. Why would you just drink from a random red solo cup at a party at somebody else's house. You did not bring that cup into the bathroom. Why are you drinking random cups from the bathroom? Why? I just, I get that you were nervous, but I would not, in my nervousness, I wouldn't reach for some random cup and drink. Not even, you didn't even look in it. And you saw that Hope was smoking in the bathroom. Why wouldn't it cross your mind to think, oh, maybe somebody put cigarette? I need to calm down. It's just a movie. It's just a movie. It's not like she really drank cigarette butts, but that's just nasty. I was like, girl, you coulda. Oh, that was gross. And then her throwing up on her, and of course her being like, "Get out of here!" Oh, Amy's little gay heart. Bless her. Bless her. So that's another. Amy was going through it this night. Oh my god. I feel for old girl. And then after that, somebody called the cops. Molly did see Ryan and her crush, old dude, cuddling and kissing and whatnot. So she was like, "Oh, okay, I gotta get out of here." She went to try and find Amy. Amy, of course, was in the bathroom with Hope at the time. But then somebody called the cops. Molly got pushed out because everybody was running. And then, Amy was with another group of kids who didn't run out in time. And the cops were coming into the house. And Amy just decided to take it upon herself to just charge at the cops. And I was like, not my black ass. Wouldn't be me, but Amy wanted to be Captain Save-A-Ho, and it was like, oh, I'll go create a diversion. Y'all run. Good on you, girl. You nice, cause I'll be like, I'm gonna find the quickest, quietest way out of here, and y'all, y'all do you. Oh my god, that was crazy. She had no hesitation about it either. I was like, you just know them people ain't gonna shoot you. Again, I know it's a movie, but still. I was like, you just know you safe. All right, girl, I guess. And then I put, oh, something I wanted to point out. The movie has really good music. It has a really great soundtrack. And I believe I downloaded a few of the songs. Quite a few, because I really enjoyed that. The music. And especially where they put the music, it all sounded good too. So I appreciate that. Uh, so after all that happened, it's the next day, the day of graduation. Molly made it home because why can't I remember her name? Annabelle, who they call AAA. I don't know. She made it home because she, took her home and explained to her how um she was sexual with a few of the dudes, but she wanted to be, and she wanted to have some privacy. She didn't want to bring them to her house. So yeah, they did it in the car, and she wanted to enjoy it too. She didn't want to have to worry about getting caught by her parents, and she expected the dudes to talk shit about her, but she didn't expect the girls to. She expected them to understand, which I get as well, because I do feel like there's a lot of women out there who, you know, they like to be up under dudes and like to, they very much think like them. I call them dude bro. I say they have like dude bro mentality. Um so I appreciated that they had that in the movie and had her explaining that. Even though they didn't have to, because she could, it's her body. If she wanted to, she could, whatever. That don't mean that you gotta talk shit about people. So I get where she was coming from. I appreciated that they had that in. But yeah, so anyway, Molly got home safe. Amy was in jail, prison. I don't know which one is what she was. She got arrested, and then the next day is graduation. Molly's waking up, seeing all these messages. She clicks on them, sees that Amy did indeed get arrested. She's like, "Oh shit!" So she went down to the jail to get her friend. And as they're bringing her to, I don't know. I've never been to prison. I don't know anybody in prison. I don't know the terms for stuff. Where they communicate, where they talk on the phone or whatever, where they have meetings, where they talk to outside people. I don't know that place. They, while they were taking Molly there so that she can talk to Amy, she happened to look on the board and saw a wanted poster for a pizza dude. And I was like, yeah, makes sense. It seems like he is somebody who would be a wanted person just on how he was describing stuff to them. So I'm happy that they were able to get her out of jail by using that, the information they had on him, as they should. Hopefully the cops actually caught him and he couldn't strangle anybody else, because that was crazy. There was one thing that I wanted to point out about the film as well. I love that there's more than one queer character, more than one queer person, gay person, uh in a friendship group, because I feel like oftentimes when movies and shows have a queer character, they surround them with straight folks, and maybe again, only talking from my experience, not trying to talk for anybody else. That's not what life is like. Like, I'm surrounded and was surrounded by other queer people. Yes, I had straight friends, but I was mostly surrounded by other queer people, especially in high school, because I used to go to like teen queer clubs and everything like that. They had one where I lived, and I would go there and be surrounded by other queer teens, other queer people. So shows often do this thing where they stick one queer person and surround them by a bunch of straight people. And when shows do that, it makes it seem like, oh, they're the token. It's a box that they could check off. So they can be like, we have one of those too. Again, in a way where it's like, oh, we could just make their storyline about coming out and that's it. We don't have to do anything else with their character. We can just say, we have one, there's one there. And I hate when shows do that. So I love that it's a bunch of queer people in the friend groups, and they're just allowed to be, and I can't say that enough. I love that. I love when shows and movies do that. So I appreciate that they did that here. Um, and then I loved Molly's valedictorian speech. Um, I've seen a lot of valedictorian speeches in these like shows and movies, and they always come across as grown adults writing what they think teenagers are going to be telling people their age. It doesn't come off as genuine, and hers did. Um, I liked it a lot. I enjoyed it. So, cut from the graduation to Amy's house where she's packing up for Africa. Botswana, I believe, is where she said she was going. And then, oh my God, this scene also got a lot of laughs in theaters and a lot of laughs from me. Her mom saw that she was packing her panda, the panda that she was hunching on, and the mom's like, "Oh, I'm so happy that you're bringing her." Cuddling the panda was like, "Make her feel good, make her happy." I was like, "Oh no, oh no!" And then the dad came, and he was about to do it, but Molly jumped up off that bed and smacked it out of his hands. I was like, "As you should." I can't. Oh, I can't believe that. Oh my god, that was so fucking embarrassing to me. I was like, oh no, her mom got her face all over. Okay, oh. So I'm that I laughed at that. I'm happy that Molly cut that shit short, because no. And then I love that I love that Hope stopped by to drop off, I guess, Amy's underwear, because she left in such a hurry after throwing up on old girl, after drinking out of a cup that she didn't know. Drinking out of an unknown cup and throwing up on old girl. She just put on her dress and like ran out, I guess. So I like that they had Hope bring her undergarments, and I like their conversation. I do wish that um if they had made another one, we could have seen where Amy and Hope's like relationship, friendship, situationship, ship went, because I was interested. Again, I like a friend. I like an enemy forever. You know, trope. So if they do make another one, that's what I want to see. I'm sure that's probably way past and they won't. But if they did, that's what I would be here for. Um, so then we get to the end of the movie where Molly is dropping Amy off at the airport because Amy's going to Botswana for a year. And they're doing the goodbyes and they play the sad songs and they're crying and I was like, oh, that got me in theaters. I did cry at that scene when I was in theaters. I was like, no, no. And then all of a sudden and they're saying bye and Amy's taking her stuff going into the airport and Molly is driving off slowly, got tears coming down and the sad music's playing, and then all you hear is boom, and you see Amy come and run in front of the car and she's like, I could be the last on the plane, want to get breakfast. I was like, oh my god, I enjoyed that. I thought that was really cute. I thought that was really cute. I really enjoyed this movie. I loved it so much that I bought it on Blu-ray. I really, really enjoyed this film. I watch it many times. My mother loves it. She specifically loves the part where George talks about Barcelona when he lived in Barcelona, and she repeats that often. I love that scene as well. But yeah, no, I love the film. The only things that I would change about it, I hate that part in Mrs. Fine's storyline where she slept with Theo, a student. I don't care if he is 20. I don't like that. I don't like when shows do that at all. They could have kept that and given her something else because she's an awesome character and the actress is awesome. And I wish they would have did more with her. That had nothing to do with her sleeping with a student, a high school student. Anyway, um, the other thing I didn't like, there was something else I had. Oh, not that I didn't like, but I didn't understand, and maybe that was on purpose. How we got so much of Amy's dynamic with her parents and none with Molly's. Maybe that in itself maybe that was on purpose. That there was a point to that, and it can explain her personality a bit, but I wish we got just a bit of her interaction with I believe her mom, just so we could see, what that's like. But again, maybe that was on purpose. Maybe that was the commentary. Like, she didn't really get much attention. That's also probably why she liked the idea that Amy's parents thought that they were dating, and that's probably why she had such a good relationship with them as well. So I understand that. Those are really the only issues that I had with it. I feel like the movie was good. I feel like it hit on good topics. And again, the overall theme, don't don't make assumptions. Don't just assume things based on how somebody's dressed or you know how you deem somebody being beneath you or anything like that. And also like just try to enjoy life. I know it's tough and that seems like such a like easy thing to say, but I think that is a good thing to take away from the film, that life is about balance and just try to enjoy it. Life is short, and just so you don't feel like you missed out on stuff, and you don't got to do all this dangerous anxiety inducing shit to live. But also, I don't know, try not to take unimportant shit so seriously because life's short. I don't know. Um, I think that was everything. The grade I give for the movie. I think I'm going to give it uh I'll give it a 9. If it had more of Miss Fine and none of that teacher student storyline, it would be a 10. But I enjoyed it. I think the music was good. I think the pace was good. I think the story was good. I think the acting was good. I think the chemistry was good as well. So yeah, I'll give it a 9. I'll give it a 9. Final thoughts. Again, I just enjoyed it. Thought it was good. I love showing this movie to people. And yeah, I enjoyed it. Please feel free to let me know what y'all think in the comments. Any questions, comments, concerns y'all have about anything, the podcast, or anything that happened in the movie as well. And if you haven't watched Booksmart, please go watch it. It's really good. It's a really good film. Um, I enjoyed it. I recommend it. So, let me know what y'all think. I'm gonna do the random question of the day. The random question of the day today is, what is something that you like to do to relax? I am not artistic. I wish I was. I wish I could paint. I wish I could draw. But I do like to do little arts and crafts. So I love fuse beads and like making lanyard. I don't even know what they're called, but like lanyards, like the snakes in the box and all that. I like that. Fuse beads is my shit though, and I do enjoy cooking when I have the energy for it. But yeah, I mostly put on some music and do my fuse beads, my lanyards, play Animal Crossing. I love Animal Crossing. That is my shit. So that's what I do. Um, yeah, music definitely though. While I'm doing all of that, I'm definitely listening to music because music definitely calms me down. So yeah, let me know what y'all like to do to relax and get have a little boost off moment. And again, if y'all have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to put them in the comments. Thank y'all for listening. I apologize if the sound is choppy. Hopefully it's not. I apologize if you hear my cat in the background and for how many times I said and all that stuff and how many times I laugh talk trying to think about anything else. But yeah, no, I hope y'all enjoyed and I hope y'all have a good day and a good night and hope y'all stay safe. And again, thank you for listening. Yeah, bye. Talk to you next time.